Hi everyone, this is Mr. Hanlon, and I just wanted to make a quick video because I see a lot of you are either already in Grammarly or you are very quickly approaching that step. So I just wanted to get something a little bit more focused. I know Dr. Billings gave us a kind of wide-reaching video, but I just wanted to make something specifically on Grammarly because I know it can be a lot of steps. It can be a lot to kind of have to take in. But once you do it a few times, I think you will see that it will make sense. So to get started here, I will share my screen and we'll take a look at our Blackboard course. So looking at tier 1 through 4 units, once you have done your Cengage readings, you've done all of the video quizzes and all the things that it asks you to do in the book, you will see the next thing is in this case, Unit 1 Writer's Workshop, but it varies on whatever unit you're working on. You will see the prompt is right underneath the Writer's Workshop. So in this case, for Unit 1, it's just one paragraph asking you to talk about either one or two senses you're describing a special place. So once you have thought about that, decided what you're going to write about, you will open up your Grammarly plus edu link. And I've got here the student sample from Cengage. If you didn't know, if you click on the Writer's Workshop link, Cengage does give you a somewhat okay student sample of what they're looking for. So in this case, this person talks about describing their grandmother's house, right? So once this loads, I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see here that they give you the prompt again, and then they give you a little sample if you need some extra help of seeing somebody else and kind of what they've done. But once you click into your Grammarly and you've typed up your paper, we will see that Grammarly gives you some suggestions and you'll go through and correct those, right? So let's say you've done that, your score is at least 90 or better. Remember, you need to make at least 90% of the changes. So this score needs to be a 90 or better. One thing to keep in mind before you submit the PDF report is that we ask you to click the plagiarism button down at the very bottom. I know it can be kind of hard to see because it's at the very bottom and you might need to scroll down to see that. But once you click that, it will give you a plagiarism report. Of course, this says that we're pulling from Evergreen. We already know that because this is the student sample. So hopefully your number won't be as significant. Hopefully it will be 0, but even if it does pull something, it's not the end of the world. It's usually we can tell if a student is blatantly plagiarizing something or not. So as long as you check that and it has a reasonable number, you should be fine. Once you've clicked that, then you are ready to click on your score. If you've made all of the corrections that Grammarly wants you to make, it should get rid of your score and just have a green check mark, that just means that you've made 100% of the changes, which is even better. So if you click on that, it comes up with this performance box. And here we want to download PDF report. Once you've done that, it may download automatically, or in this case, it asks me where I want to save it. Just to make it easy, I'll put it on the desktop, but you save it wherever it's easy for you to be able to find it again. Once you have that report, you'll go back into our Blackboard course in the unit, and right underneath the goals that it's asked you for Grammarly that you've already set up previously, it has that unit Grammarly PDF report submission link. If we click into that, it brings you to this page. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see there's an attach files box. If we browse local files, we want to click wherever we saved our report. So I put it on my desktop. So here it is. And then you will click it, click open. It will attach it to the file right there. And then you will just hit submit. Once you hit submit, it will pull up a copy of it for you to look at. Just make sure that everything has been submitted correctly, that you're submitting the right thing. Sometimes students get a little confused with file names and everything, and maybe they submit the wrong thing. If that happens, we can always just clear it and give you another attempt so you can submit the right thing. So don't worry about that. Once you've submitted that, it will come to us. We'll take a look at it and just make sure that that plagiarism is checked, that that score is 90 or better. Please keep in mind that if you don't select the plagiarism check at the bottom, we will ask you to resubmit the Grammarly report, even if you're at that 90 or better. I know it seems like, oh, well, if we're writing original pieces in this class anyway, why do we need to worry about that? I promise you there is a method to our madness. So just make sure to check that box beforehand, because you may have to resubmit if you don't. So once you've done that, once we've looked at it, we've made comments on it, maybe we've met with you outside of class or just one-on-one to maybe talk you through your paper, give you some suggestions, maybe to edit in your MLA document. Then once that's graded at a 90 or better, and you've submitted that report, then you're ready to do the MLA submission. You will find, so once we've checked the PDF report, this next link, writing assignment submission portal, opens up. You will see that the MLA template is already there. You're more than welcome to click onto that and download it. Once you do, and you open that document, this is what it looks like. I know it's got a lot of information on there, but essentially what you're doing with your MLA is adding your heading information. So your name, the instructor name, the course, the date, a note just about MLA formatted date. You can see that it is day, month, year format. So today would be 10 January 2023. I know that looks a little crazy. We're used to kind of more traditional formatting, but this is just how MLA formatting wants you to do it. And once you do it a few times, I promise you, you will get used to it. But as you can see here, your title should be centered. You will copy and paste your paper into this template and it will hopefully do all of the double spacing and everything that you need for you. Um, you will see on the right hand corner here that you need to have your last name and page number. To edit that, just be sure to double click up in that right corner and change from last name to your actual last name and hit close header footer. And you can see that that changed. So then as you write longer papers in the later units and they become, 2, 3 page things, then you can see it changes to page 2, 3, and so on. So once you've done that, you have submitted your MLA. We'll actually grab this Grammarly paragraph here, and I can show you what it should look like in MLA formatting. So once you have pasted your paper in there, and I will give it a title. Please create a little bit more of a exciting title than Unit 1 or something like that. Your title should reflect, something about what your paper is about. So, but just for the sake of giving an example, we'll just use title there. But as you can see, when I pasted my paragraph in there, it already indented for me and double spaced. If for some reason it doesn't, then you just need to hit the tab key one time and it should indent. Be sure as you write longer papers that you're indenting every paragraph. And if you get to this step and you either want us to check your MLA or you want us to walk you through it a few times before you kind of get used to it, we are more than happy to do that. Just simply reach out and ask questions. But once you have your MLA document all corrected, you've got your information in the header, all of that good stuff, you can save that document and go back into our Blackboard course. And under that unit assignment submission portal, I should say, it's essentially the same steps as you did for the report. You would browse local files, figure out where your MLA document is, attach that. You do want to check the box that you agree to submit your paper to this plagiarism database. Again, plagiarism shouldn't be an issue in this course because these papers that we're asking you to write are original and don't require any research really. And these are all very personal based papers, especially in this first tier. So again, we shouldn't have any issues with plagiarism, but if we do, we'll handle it if it comes up. But please, 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 let's avoid that at all costs if we can. But once you've checked that box, you'll submit. Again, that same process, it'll come up with a, you know, paper. Your paper will generate in a box and then your lead instructor will grade it from there. Once they've graded that at least a 70 or better, then the last step for you is the unit assessment, which is just 14 questions, multiple choice that are open notes. And if we do notice that you've taken it a few times, because you can take these assessments as many times as you need to get that 70 or better. But if you've taken it, 4 or 5 times and we haven't heard from you with any concerns, we will probably reach out by then and say, hey, I noticed that you're struggling with these certain concepts or these questions. Can we meet one-on-one and talk you through how to resolve those questions for you? Once you do pass the assessment with 70 or better, then the next unit will automatically open up. So you don't have to wait on us to open up anything. You can just keep moving along. I hope this video was helpful. And of course, if you have any other questions as you're working through the unit or as you're coming to MLA formatting, please feel free to reach out to me or your lead instructor at any time. All right. Have a good one.